What is up, boys and girls? It's Monday and we're back with another episode of fixing the dead RX-7. Gonna take you guys in the shop today. We've got our friend Daniel, who is a subscriber to the Throtl channel, also a longtime subscriber of TJ's. Hit me up on direct message on Instagram and offered to come down to the hunt quarters today to see if he can fix the 10-year-old House of Color red paint job. So, man, can we first of all just respect this white FD? My God, this thing is turning out amazing. How sick is this underneath the car? Underneath this car is cleaner than most people's top sides of their cars. Damn, whoever did that did a nice job. Anyway, let's get back to Daniel. What's up, bro?
How's it going?
So Daniel, thank you for offering to come down. We appreciate it. We appreciate you driving down from Orange County. How bad is this paint, brother?
It's rough. It's
you guys want to have a look?
Rough is an understatement. When you can hear your paint, it's even up.
Can you hear that? Turn up your speakers. It's bad. I had a ratchet strap or a bungee cord running across the hood and over the fenders, probably clipped under here is my guess, with a tarp on the car. And as you can see, there's some blemishes all the way straight across. This is on the hood. There's another one over there. I was initially very concerned with these because they looked like they were rubbed through the paint into the base coat and even into the primer. But as we look at it closer, we actually think it might be in the clear. So if that's the case, we'll definitely be able to probably bring those back. And there is a slight line you can kind of see in the paint here on camera where the tarp had been covering the paint and this portion was not covered. This portion is definitely lighter than that portion. We're hoping all of those are in the clear. There are some major chips in the paint. This bumper is probably beyond repair paint wise at this point. Some heavy scratching in here, some nasty chips and scratches here. So this is probably gonna have to come off and be reshot, which is fine. If we can save everything else, I'll be a pretty happy guy. There are some minor flaws, scratches and things elsewhere on the car. I don't see any here. We did find one. Yeah, they're from just sitting outside for a decade. At any rate, this is probably the major problem area right here. I showed you guys this in a previous video. There is a fade line that's worse than the one up front, and these are in fact rubbed all the way through the paint, we believe. So he's gonna work on that as well. He's gonna try to get this fade line out as much as possible. We think it'll clean up, but we're not 100%.
We're gonna see what we can do with it today and see if we can go ahead and bring some life back into this RX-7.
Sick. So today we're gonna go ahead and test out some Mothers products. As you guys know, if you watch the channel, I'm a huge proponent of Mothers and their products. I've worked with them for many years, and no, I didn't actually work there. I worked with them for many years, and they sent out some stuff for us to use today. I think we're probably going to be using this the most, judging by the sound of the paint.
100%.
What do you think?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's soft, pliable clay that when you add some lubrication, like the Mother's Instant Detailer, which I've used before with clay bars, what it does is it helps the clay strip contaminants off the paint itself. So that way you're pulling off lefting grime, dust, just grime that's been left on the paint for honestly too long. But that'll help clean it up a lot. So
I'm not going to go into all the gory details of what he's going to be doing, and we'll probably do just some sped up versions of him working on this. I have other work to do in the office, so I'm going to help him get started. But the ultimate goal for this car, as you guys know, is to bring it back to its former glory, which was what my friend who sold me the car wanted the car to be when it was first started to be built in like 2004. So if you haven't seen and you want to know, this car is going to go back to its like early 2000s glory. Street racing scene, Fast and Furious 1 style. That's going to be the first phase of this project. Once that's completed and I get to enjoy it on the street for a few months, then I'm going to tear that thing apart and it's going to look more like that. Phase 1 commence. Daniel, let's freaking do this.
All right, man.
did a little time lapse for you guys of a chemical that he used on the car that helps pull off the iron and oxidants that are in the paint. And as you could have seen in the video, there was that stuff would have been clear on the car if it was clean, but it was awfully dark. So really interested to see how this comes up now that he's going to go ahead with the clay bar. So let's check it out. Alright boys, fast forward about 4 hours and I've driven all over the county of San Diego trying to find carpet for the back end of TJ's RX-7 to finish this AccuAir installation. And in the meantime, my boy Daniel has been over here slaving away on my RX-7. The painters are also here painting the shop walls black. It's turning out really awesome. However, it has made it rather chaotic in here for all of us, especially for Daniel, who's trying to detail a car while there's potentially black paint falling from the ceiling. So we've got covers on the cars just in case, and he is working on parts at the moment. So right now he's on the front end, and as you guys can see, it's looking pretty damn good, and I'm happy. So there definitely are some flaws. It's definitely not perfect, but man, take a look at that. Woo, baby. Yeah, there's a lot of flake in this paint. Really hard to capture on camera, but Daniel, what do you think, dude?
It's cleaning up a lot better than I expected. There are a few problem spots, but I mean, given the condition that you found it in, it could be a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah, man. Those areas where we thought the paint was rubbed through, it actually isn't. So he's been able to get all of that out. Unfortunately, because the blemishes were black, they've actually left dark spots in the paint, which you can see right there. Really kind of just nitpicking at this point. For what this car cost and the amount of effort that we've put in, this is really a great result, I think. I'm happy with it for now. Yeah, it's gonna get better. We're gonna keep working on it. Certainly not Mickey spec, but I think it will be close enough for me to get this car on the road and enjoy it for a little while before we actually go ham on it, which is gonna happen. But I think, like I said earlier, phase one, the early 2000s street racer style FD build is gonna be the goal. And I think this paint will get us the look we're after, and it didn't cost any money other than time with Daniel and a bunch of materials from others. So I should say I greatly appreciate Daniel coming down from Orange County today and spending all of these hours. I mean, it's been heaps of hours. He's been here since I got here this morning, and it's after hours now and still plenty more work to do. So we're gonna keep at it. I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. All right, boys and girls, we're back again with another update. It's been a couple hours, maybe a few hours. It's dark outside now. We now have a fully black wall in the shop, which is pretty dope. And we actually have a shiny RX-7. You guys are not gonna believe this. Can you believe how shiny this thing is? My man Daniel went to town on this thing today. It isn't complete yet. He still has to do the roof and the driver's side lower sections, but if I told you this was the same paint, I don't think you'd believe me. But it is. You can see that there's still scratches in the front bumper from where it was run into the fence at the old body shop, and also the chips and things like that. But overall, we're pretty happy. This, like I showed you earlier, this was where one of those rub marks was. There's a little dark space, but man, you can see all 4 bulbs and the fluorescence above. That's pretty sick, man. So, Daniel, are you pumped on this, or you bummed?
I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out so far, considering how it started.
Yeah, it was really, excuse my language, it was fucking bad.
It was really bad. And probably the best parts are the fact that where we thought it would rub through the paint, it ends up not being a rub through, just a slight, almost tar mark. So it's a little dark, but from a distance, you can't really notice it. But I'm pretty happy with overall results, and there's still quite a bit left to do with,
I mean, keep talking, we're just watching you in the reflection, so yeah.
There's quite a bit left to do, polishing and waxing, and then really kind of finalizing the paint and getting a true idea as to how good this color's gonna look in the sun and natural light.
Yeah, I'm pumped, dude. Like,
there's a lot of candy. Well, it's a lot of flake in the paint, so it's gonna sparkle.
it's definitely a head turner, and you guys know me. I love white cars. There's a reason all my cars are white. I actually had high hopes of making this car white at some point, but man, Daniel has maybe swayed my mind a little bit. This candy apple red House of Color is really beautiful once it's all cleaned up. I didn't really give it a fair shake, honestly. And now seeing it under the fluorescent lights in here after he's done his magic, it's pretty impressive and pretty cool. And I think for a phase 1 of this build, it's gonna do just great. Perfect. It's far from it, actually, and it's really hard for me to sort of accept that, but it's okay. I think I'm kind of okay with it. Mickey spec doesn't need to happen right off the rip. We're going to enjoy it, and hopefully later this week get it started. And who knows, this thing might be on the road in a week's time. If it is, that will be a hell of an accomplishment. But yeah, so overall I'm pumped. I think the overall outcome so far has been great. Daniel's going to join us again tomorrow, wrap up the roof, and I think we might have found ourselves an in-house detailer, boys. So good job to you, brother. Appreciate all your help.
Appreciate it.
And thanks for tuning in, guys. Come back again. We'll have an update probably later this week with hopefully the engine starting. So stay tuned.